is poppin', people? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. We got the first week of the Just the Games local official BT24, and you wouldn't know it off of the Asuna showing up, but this is Abyss Area versus Abyss Area. Choosing not to trash one to draw two, so just setting her up as an option. We got IBT in the back, Mr. Tricks, and then gonna Daniel Cananiel, and then we're going to get to Abyss Sanctuary and then decline to play something. So both of these guys are on kind of a slow start. We are gonna go into the Siege Drill when attacking does give us Dan Canan. Do hit Blue Scramble out of security, which doesn't hit anything. So a little bit awkward, and have to find a way to pass. And presumably want to pass 3 so we can go into a boost or something like that. But we're actually just going to go into Diver, and then we do have to load something in order to give it protection. Yeah, it can load a Sharkmon to give it blocker protection. And then do we want to end of turn pay 1 to unsuspend? Yes, we do. And then it gets to go into Neptune without paying the cost. Okay, I like it. And then we can Dan Canan to make him swing, and then he gets to unsuspend himself. So this is free body played out, the Samari, and we hit a Whalemon. Alright, into the Goma. Crack the boost, go all the way up to 6. We're going to get a pre-release Submari, flex on him. These boys partners at war. And we are going to stop this Neptune from suspending. Load up a second Dan Canan into the big Whalemon. And we're going to swing in. This did not have jamming, so he kind of just needed that to live, and it did. So now we get to go into Neptune, bot deck the Digimon with the lowest number of resources. It does get to unsuspend. We're going to swing. Get the Goma played out. And then unsuspend and alliance thanks to the option, which is going to pop out of security and is going to play a level 4 or lower from trash. So we do get the Shellmon that was hit out of security to come back. And this is looking pretty good. As a reminder, the Neptune cannot unsuspend. Yes. All right. And we are in the start of the main phase, and the Evoed in the back. Neptune can't suspend for any reason, which is a little bit awkward. At the very least, the Shellmon could swing, but, you know, the Neptune is kind of, well, it was stuck upright. And now it is going to stay stuck upright, as we are going to whale for whale. We're just going to make Venus, I'm going to keep it simple. Source strip the Neptune. And then we're going to stun the Tamer, I believe. Chillin'. Oh, then we can Dan Canan, and we're going to play the Abyss. So both of them now layered up with their Abysses. We're going to swing in the Venus, use the Whalemon to play Shellmon, and then we're going to alliance in. And you know what? Both of them got one out of security. I can't even flame. I just straight up can't even flame. Security's been kind of cracked on both sides, though. I can't lie. Like the Shellmon that got played off of the Abyss because they hit in the right order. And the Shellmon to play out the Goma. Looks like we're going to decline to scramble. And then the Goma, because we are past 4, gets to evolve for 0. And then we get to go to 5 off of the Dan Canans. Only getting one of them as a reminder, because of course you have to be at 4 or fewer. So once you hit 5, that memory gain is turned off. Yeah, and we have Veemon, the Tamer, and the Goma, which has no end Digivolvings. So we've got a lot of annoying floodgates here. Speaking of, Whalemon is gonna stun the Neptune, gonna swing into security, and then we do get the Goma played out, which is gonna double hit into Shell and Venus. So we can Shell over that one, and then if we evolve into, problem is that the Neptune's not gonna unsuspend here, I don't think. Minerva's an interesting pick. Yeah, nothing in this position can swing. It looks like we're going to go into Minerva, which does give the Digivolve, which is cool. I'm going to get the Kame out. And then de-Digivolve 2. And then we do get to unsuspend with the Shellmon. Then because the Digimon unsuspended, we get to go into the Venus. And then the Venus is going to apply that. Wait. No, I was sitting next to them. They goofed something here. I think the Shellmon can only unsuspend blue Digimon. So the Minerva being yellow-black mattered. So yeah, we're going to repair this game state real quick. Because the Venus... The Shellmon should not have turned into a Venus because we can't unsuspend it. Oh, never mind. I guess we can unsuspend it, but we're gonna Dankanan and swing that into the Shellmon, and then end of attack we play out the Goma instead, and then this is reboot. But yeah, it's just little things like the Shellmon. Yeah. I think it's either it can only unsuspend blue Digimon or it's when one of your blue Digimon unsuspends. So in this instance, like the Minerva doesn't fit the criteria. So we don't get to go into a Venus for free. This is a really big board. And as a reminder, everything on both sides of the board are currently blockers. Thanks to the Abyss Sanctuary. We don't quite have the full Edater combo on either side, thanks to the Venuses being AWOL. But I mean, Neptune is holding it down. Gonna see Ikaku out of raising and stun the Neptune, stop that double blocker. He does have jamming, but jamming doesn't matter if you don't hit security. Ooh, Sharkmon to de-Digivolve. That's cute. Now, everything... Although, I guess we did get some stuns down to be annoying. I think we're still in a pretty good position. Like, honestly, low-key Slam Neptunemon actually farms this whole board. Like, if he has a second one and he just spent the memory, like, Slam Neptunemon giga farms this board. But the problem is I don't think he has one. If he did, it goes crazy. We're just gonna make Venus, you know, honestly valid. And then we're going to turn off when Digivolve is on the whale. There we go. Stun the obvious targets, but I mean this still does leave us. We're gonna in between theater off the Dankanan, which does reveal double IBT, which is kind of not what we need. Not sure what we need, but this that was certainly not it. Alliance, and then we get to unsuspend. This is one fewer blocker though, I guess. I mean, it's also from costing one more. It would have been nice if we had actually been able to pass over 4, because then we would have been able to at least turn off. No, because it's 4 or fewer, so these double Gomas are going to get to go for 0. Soul Strip. Then can we make a second one? We're going to get a, I believe this is a Shellmon. And now we go up to 5. So we're in a pretty good position. We're going to make the whale. Whale going to stun either the Venus or the Neptune. Neptune is the better target. Well, we do have to be careful. There's a lot of bodies that have no sources on Trix's side of the field. So our left player is in danger of just... Yeah, in danger of just self-healing. But, I mean, swing when attacking, play out the Ikaku to source strip out the unsuspend inherit is cute. Then we're going to go into a second Venus. Source strip out, and then we're going to, once again, trade floodgates. And then we do actually hit security, so we do get to play out an Ikaku. The glare is kind of intense, but just based on the effect that happened, is going to be the Ikaku, but we can use Dankanan to have us swing directly at security for game 1.
Matrix Digivolution.
What's poppin', Tamers? We're back with Play Armour once again. A bunch of people ask me why I drink Play Armour, and it's because they sponsor me. Duh. Jokes aside, I actually was drinking Play Armour before all of that. because I actually don't have much of a sweet tooth, and I find a lot of energy drinks to be too sweet, especially a lot of the powder brands. But the no sugar approach for player ammo and their focus on more tart, like sour flavors, really suits my palate. The fruit punch is really just fruity and packs a nice kick. The blue raspberry is really, really nice as well, nice and sour, kind of like when you get those slushies. If you want something a little bit on the sweeter side, there's the strawberry lemonade, which is more strawberry than it is lemonade. And they do have the lemon flavors as well. And I can tell you for a fact that the new black cherry flavor goes foolish. Yeah, the way I mix mine is by getting the dry powder in and then getting a little bit of water in and just mixing it around to try and make a slurry. Then I add up to half the bottle and shake it a baby. And whilst we get shuffled up for game number 2, I want to say a thank you to everyone that's probably viewing my masterclass deck profile on Titans and how you should be playing that list. I want to say a big old thankaroonie to our ultimates. We got the Tommy NT, Tommy Tricks on the Sticks, Brad, Sacred Armor King of Knights, Dire Albert, Rich Life, and Matthew Bowen. And then on the champion tier, getting access to bonus content from the podcast 1 month early. Even when we said we aren't going to record bonus content, we sometimes do it. We've got Shinikari, DHM, Andy Fing, Benji Gibbert, Thomas Yates, Kenneth Smith, The Motto FGC, Kraken Security, Coffee Deus, Stephen Holdren, Epsilon Cross, Donkey, Pap, Kava, Goatboy TM, King James, Samuel Larson, Soy Sauce, and welcoming back to the members, we have Bonsai Beard coming in as a champione. Hope you all enjoy the bonus content. I hope you all enjoy game 2, as we are going to have the Shellmon belt in the back, and we're off the mulligan. We're going to have the no cut, and the security gate opens. All right, Salomon in the back, and we're going to go for the Abyss Sanctuary nice and early, and then we do get to reduce the cost of a Goober by 3, but it looks like we are going to decline to play a guy. Just going to build a diver in the back. Less playing on board, more chilling in back. And we do see the Homerus on the left side as well. Homerus, very, very good card. Gonna pay the full, we'll pay the 2 rather than the full 3, and we're just gonna IBT in between theater, visit Miss Mireille, and get a quick little pickup, and that is gonna be a boost ready and waiting. All right, I'm just gonna evolve into Neptune the old-fashioned way. Swing, when attacking unsuspend, unsuspended, we have 7 or fewer, so we draw, and then we're going to play out the Goma off of the level 5, which is going to then have the Goma do the search. We do have jamming, so you get to crash through. The Tidal Wave does kind of smoke the body though, and it can link into Raising Area, which is just crazy behavior. End of turn, get to unsuspend the Neptune, the Neptune make Venus. We have assembled the Edaters. They terrorize your League of Legends ranked queue. You hate to see them coming in Valorant. And you hate to be on the other side of the board of them in the Digimon card game. Remember? I mean, the only... actually, there's nothing with no sources. So as long as he doesn't play something with no sources, we're actually in a pretty okie dokie position. The other problem is that Neptunemon is the Omni Protector. So we have to find a way to deal with Omni Protect twice into Venusmon scoop anything that has no sources. Alright, we're gonna get the load up, get jamming in the stack. I mean, we're a 4 memory. This is effective 6. Oh. Oh. Not what I would have recommended. We are about to recovery +1 for 4. That's not bad. Mandatory bounce. Oh, yeah. Oh, and we hit Abyss out of the top. And then we're going to add the top and play Homerus. He may be the best to ever do it. You hate to see it. We're going to go into Venus. Venus is then going to source strip all of Neptune's sources, and then we're going to turn off them when Digivolve is going to unsuspend ourselves by paying an extra 1. Not ideal. Like, demonstrably not ideal. But the Homerus is awake. So we get to spend 3 to add Hiroko Shellmon. And we are going to Mystic Canan. And then we're going to tap Homeros in order to activate Homoros's when Digivolving. Activate Venus's when Digivolving effect again. Get to go in. I'm going to choose not to barrier. We do kind of value our security in this instance. Just using it to get a free chip in with an IBT as well. So really well set up. And obviously, you know, the when Digivolving is turned off. So even in theory, if we were to slam Homeros here in response, we just wouldn't be able to do... Well, you know, there is Homeros. Shouldn't its when Digivolvings be turned off? You know, who am I to say? It's week 1 of locals. There's no mistake. Chat, let me know. Am I off the goop, or was that a play that should not have worked? Either way, we're gonna swing in a diver, which is gonna beat a poor Gomamon to a pulp. We do get to keep turning. We're gonna make Shellmon unsuspend the diver, which then gets to go into Venus again. And then do we make Neptune off of it? Do we make a cheeky Neptune? Do we make a cheeky Neptune? We're gonna tap the Homeros in order to... I like that. Oh, this is funny actually. Because she's getting removed, she can try and tuck the Venus or the Neptune into security, and then the Venus goes, no, I actually think you should go into security. I think what you're trying to protect yourself is kind of problematic. So yeah, this is unfortunate. All of this off that first security check. And now we're staring down 5 bodies. And somehow Abyss Sanctuary has made its way to the top of security. Not where it's supposed to be. 5 memory. So the Homers go to sleep. No? Yeah, the Homers should have gone to sleep. Over to 3. But even then, at the very least, there's no blockers here. Actually, no, the Divermon is a blocker. I mean, neither of them can be deleted in battle, which is funny. Like, that is quite funny. And we're gonna... Are we gonna send it? You do get to play a guy out, I guess. I'm gonna swing it. And then play out the Ikaku, Source Strip, the Venus, just... Looking like Mega Zoo with the way we got 3 level 6s with no sources. We're going to then stun the Neptune so we can't suspend to block. Then we are just going to go Crash for Crash, Divermon on Divermon Violence. Yet no one was harmed. Which is obviously what you love to see. I think there's a level 6 in there, but we're actually going to go Whalemon. And Whalemon going to load up a Sala underneath. Threatening the ace, clearly. We're going to spend 1 to unsuspend, which means that we then get a free Neptune, and then we are going to use Venus to tuck 1 Goober in order to keep all of the gang safe. Just such layered protection. When you've got both halves of the Edater combo, it's so difficult to deal with. The Abyss Sanctuary truly is a sanctuary for fish, an aquarium behind bulletproof glass. Why not just make a 4th Neptune? Why not treat yourself? You can make a diver. I'm sure you've got it in you. You could make a Neptune for fun. Yep, there's the Neptune. Attempts to clear something with no sources, then it can suspend itself, unsuspend to protect. And then this is, I mean, they both still have blocker. Gonna try and swing. Unsuspend. Play out the jamming body. Gonna hit, and then we get to play out. Is that Shellmon? Looks like a Shellmon. That's a Shellmon. And that's a Venusmon. And that is game. So we're not going to be going into full time, but we certainly had a good time. If you had a good time watching, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more. We've got more BT24 footage coming from the Just the Locals, in addition to some extra stuff that was shot at Fanboy from members like Jambo. So yeah, plenty of Digimon coming your way. I'm trying to get a bunch batch recorded before I fly away to go help out with the Star Wars regional. If today's your birthday, then happy birthday. Happy January, February, whenever you're watching this. And as always, have yourselves a damn good one.